Hey guys, what's up? Jared here, Dex and Dice LLC, Ramblings of an LGS owner. Just gonna do a little video about. Let me see if I can grab these cards. Here we go. Little video about a year end review, I guess you could call it that, and kind of what I anticipate or want to do going forward into next year. Bear with me because I wrote some stuff down to kind of keep the squirrel in check, but it was just kind of bullet points. It wasn't really like a detailed, hey, explain this or whatever, which is highly unusual for me, anyways. So, anyways, for those of you that know, just bear with me here. So, speaking about the past year, it was rough. No sugarcoating that. It was arguably about as rough as the first year, like sales and all that stuff goes. Granted, I guess this is weird because, on paper and graphs and all that good stuff, yeah, sure, your third year is better than your first year, but paper and shit doesn't actually convey what all happened, during that time frame to make the little graphs and numbers what they are. Um so yeah, it was rough, but everyone was having a rough year last year, or this year, if you're still like me and think it's 2024 still. Um and to be completely honest with you, the shop came real close to closing down, like twice. But thanks to the support of some people and me being a resourceful jackass, it didn't happen. And I will continue to do that if that ever happens again. But let's hope not. And there's honestly not really a myriad of reasons why that happened, and it's not even like one major reason. Um, Overall, it was just everyone being broke bitches and just not having the disposable income. The other one was I don't really have any hard 100% evidence of this except for just one, maybe two instances, but I'll leave it at local competition offering deals that I couldn't offer to kind of I undercut me at almost every corner, which is what I'm assuming. Why sales in the store dropped from particular groups of people, we'll say, versus what it was initially. And no, that's not calling anybody out. It just simply is what it is. Shit happens. Other place is in a golden boy scenario to be able to offer something like that. And I get it from the customer standpoint. Secure the bag. As much as I want to be like, what the fuck, man, I get it. The only thing I can be what the fuck about is if you enjoy my shop as far as the space and the atmosphere and all that shit goes, if the money doesn't come along with you enjoying the atmosphere and the space and everything, then the atmosphere and the space doesn't exist anymore. So I'm just going to leave that one at that one. Hopefully next year is a lot better. I am pushing more for a alternative revenue streams now, as you guys have probably noticed. Just to try, man. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It fails. Life is full of failures. It's how you learn from those things, pick yourself up, and continue moving forward that really matters. And yes, if the shop does fail for some reason, ultimately, yeah, it would be a failure, but I did it, you know? Like, there's not a lot of people out there that can say they just threw caution to the wind and said fuck it and actually did what I did. Um, and that's not a knock at anyone either. It's just the simple reality, man. Like, if the shop fails, I can at least say that I did it. I tried. For 3.5 years, it's been going, not strong like I wanted, but it's within the first 5 or 6 years. It's not supposed to be, hand over fist making money. Especially since it was just me doing funding everything and the collection and all that shit. I wasn't with 3 or 4 other people, that I could combine collections with and eventually buy out, etc., etc. I think, given the circumstances, I've done a decent job. And that's just me being honest. It's not an exceptional job. It's not a great job. It's a good enough for government work, kind of acceptable. And yeah, I'll take it. So, anyways, um, with that being said, it's not all doom and gloom. I was just being as honest as I could with you guys that this past year was pretty rough. With some things, I just had to axe because they weren't making any money. That would be like the Gundams. That kind of hurt because I do like Gundams, but if I'm only selling like 3 models a month, then what's the fucking point? And yeah, it was more than 3 models, but even 8 models a month isn't enough to justify dumping the money into it and hoping to God the particular model that I bought someone wants. Same goes with universes. We're gonna stop doing that. Yep, sorry, Tom. Um, there's no demand for it anymore. The community fell apart. I think AOT, the Attack on Titan set, pretty much did that for most of the hardcore players we had here, and done. There's no sense in me trying to put that bitch on life support or anything. So as much as that sucks, because Jaska was really cool to work with, it's been dropped. Um, so, there's that. Which is all part of what most businesses end up doing anyways. You try something, you cast out a wide net, and then you reel the net in, and you focus more on the shit that works in your particular area. Like, my demographic, as odd as it may seem, is not the same demographic as 15, 20 minutes from where I'm at, or even 30 minutes, an hour. It varies so widely, it's really hard to figure out what's going to work in your particular area until you dip your toes in there and figure it the fuck out. Um, with that being said, too, I guess I should go on to what I'm expecting to do, going forwards and all that. With next year, what I'm going to try, is just to see if we can do better. Um, I'm going to, as you've probably seen, try to be a little bit more pushy on the Patreon, just merely because that is a guaranteed amount of money that I can bet my money on per month. Currently, it's about 380 something per month. After the fees and stuff, it's around like 340, I think, 350, somewhere around there. Anyways, that's like a guaranteed. I know that that's coming in, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is almost 2 weeks worth of Willie's paycheck. That pays, or if I choose for that money to go to pay for the card sorter that I still begrudgingly have, pays for that. So that's, if I have a steady income from one source, I know that I can technically not worry about certain points in the business financial wise, because I know that that's coming in and it's going to take care of X, Y, and Z. So that's why I'm pushing it. For those of you who are on the Patreon, like comment below or whatever, let people know that it's a real fucking thing. It does pay for itself, especially if you're a local dude. That 10% off you use. There goes the damn GameStop coming out at me. The 10% off of the new stuff pays for itself within the first like two purchases. Um, and then there's a couple other tiers beyond that, but $10 is where most people tend to throw their money into. There's even like $1.50 and a $3 tier, man. Yeah, that doesn't come with any kind of like perks or whatever, but it's literally, like, hey, thanks for existing. I hope you continue to exist. Here's $3. Here's $1.50. I hope it helps. Um, and like, I know that doesn't seem like a lot, or maybe even, I guess, a waste of money for some people. But if you actually sit down and think about it, you waste more money on, I guess, arguably worthless ventures. But like, take the Facebook account for example. If all 1.4K people, I think it's 1.4. Anyways, if just all of you guys would sign up for the $1.50 tier at least, that would alleviate so much fucking like general anxiety and worry on my end about money just coming in. Like, so just to kind of wrap that one up, man, the Patreon is going to be a big focus. Please, dear God, that's me e-begging. Dear God, consider joining the Patreon. I know it just seems weird for such a small, insignificant, nobody, place, person, whatever you want to call it, to have a Patreon, let alone to even like suggest it. But, you know, we live in different times, everyone. What worked 5, 10, 15 years ago no longer works today. And if I'm not willing to be adaptable to, I don't want to say like the market or whatever, but for lack of a better term, the market, then this is just going to fail hard. And I'm not really wanting that to happen. So the Patreon is going to be a big focus. The next big focus going into next year is going to be the website, as far as like news and opinion articles and stuff like that. I'm cobbling together currently people in the local area who want to give that a shot. People who want to write articles for like video games, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, Magic, Alestrals, One Piece, pretty much anything that we carry in the store that anyone really cares about. Um, I'm cobbling together some writers and stuff so they can start pumping out some articles to give people something to read, something to look forward to, and hopefully just to kind of like expand our, I guess, influence, for lack of a better term. Yeah, that's probably the term I'm looking for, is influence. To hopefully expand our influence over the area, more or less. Um, I'd like to see that take off pretty. I don't want to say like roaring to the skies or whatever, but I'd like to see a nice, steady, just climb with that. I don't want to be like some big ass like MTG Goldfish or something like that. If it happens, cool, but I'd be 100% fine with, I don't know, God, what's a smallish? Um, People are probably going to crucify me for this, but like niche gamer, I'd be happy just being their size, honestly. Um, just to kind of like secure, our little piece of the pie there. That would be fucking phenomenal, and to monetize the shit so I can actually like really pay the people who are putting their time and effort into writing the articles for the website. Um, because as I've said in other videos, pretty much every damn thing I make here gets turned right back around and dumped into the shop. And you guys might not believe this, but like, I only pay myself $300 a week from this place. Believe it or not, I know you're like, yeah, right. No, it's $300 a week. Very rarely am I able to do anything more than 300, and when I do, the impact even going over $100 or $200 for that because I need it for like to help pay the power bill at my own house impacts the shop so damn much that I really fucking don't like to do it and rarely ever do it, but sometimes you have to. Um, I forgot where I was going with that one, but just I guess there's some random information for you. Um, and yeah, so that's kind of the direction I want to start going more so next year. Push the Patreon, push the news articles, opinion articles, stuff like that. I'd like to try to get like, I don't know, some other things going, but I don't quite know what. Uh, just kind of like got to feel it out, I suppose. I'd like to dip way more into Warhammer, but that is a touchy subject. As I've said in other videos, I'm getting really close to axing it. I don't want to. It's for some reason it has a soft spot in my little black heart just because of like how I used to play it way back in the day. I was like maybe 12, 13, somewhere around there, maybe 10, young teenage years. Anyways, but it's it's also kind of a drag, man, and I'm not even trying to like rag on the local Warhammer community we have because you guys are great. Like I have nothing against you at all. Um, but like, you know, I can't compete with the deals you can find on Marketplace or eBay or, random, I guess, fucking, from what I've heard, like Reddit shits where you can buy used army. I can't compete with that, guys. I can't. At the end of the day, the people who are doing that have no fucking overhead. They're not paying for an additional building and shit on top of their own living circumstances. So, like, I can't. And because of that, and this is like, I mean this in the best way possible, and this is like an overall encompassing attitude, is like, when I initially was going to be like, hey, I'm selling all the Warhammer, it's out, done, it was like well, where am I going to play now? And that is the attitude that got it to where it is to begin with. It's not a place to play, not just Warhammer, but anything else. This is a business. If you don't see it as a place to buy stuff too, you're not going to have a place to play. That's just with any LGS, except, national chains and shit like that. They're pretty fucking safe. But small ones and stuff, dude, if that's your general attitude going into them where you're just there to play and not buy, you're kind of a douche nugget. Just being honest with you. Because if enough people have that attitude, then it's going to fail. Like, it's just going to dry up, go away, and you'll be stuck going somewhere else that you probably didn't enjoy, or be stuck hosting these things at your house and having everyone come over and blow up your bathroom instead of mine. So I'm really wanting to go into the Warhammer stuff, but at the same time, if everyone's just going to have the I just want to come here and play attitude, I don't want to come here and buy, I can only sustain that for a little bit longer before I really do just axe everything. And I know there are some of you that do try to buy from me, like, whenever the hell you can, and I greatly appreciate that. It's just one of those things of, like, is saving $20 or $30 buying it from someone online worth possibly risking not having a shop to come to and play? And not saying that $20 or $30 is going to make or break anything, but like $20 or $30 over 10 people in a month is $300 in a month, $300 over the fucking year, what is that, $3,600 or something for the year. That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but with a small little shithole like mine, that actually does help. And that's just one person saving $30 on one model, because we all know that there's going to be multiple models, multiple sets, and all that good stuff throughout the year that people are going to want to buy. And that $30 will scale to, I don't know, $200, $300 per person over the year. So you do the math. But that's just not even necessarily aimed directly at the Warhammer. It's just aimed at the whole overall census with anyone, if it's Magic or Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. It just is what it is, man. And that being said, though, if there's like, as far as Warhammer goes, if there's no models that you're looking for, tell me. I'll order them. Worst I can say is no, that they're not in stock, and that's that. If I can really get this Warhammer thing going, I think it'll be great to have like an actual legitimate presence for Warhammer or Games Workshop in general in this kind of neck of the woods, you know? So I'm not axing it yet. I'm probably going to give it until at least the second quarter of this year, reevaluate and see where it's at, and then probably make up my mind. And if it's for the worse, I'll probably just quit it cold turkey, like it'll be done. Yes, Google scam. Yeah, Google scam. Whenever that calls with a random, like, King's Tree, like South Carolina, some random county, it's 9 times out of 10 Google scam. So, yeah, good times. But anyways, back to what the hell I was saying. That kind of pretty much derailed my squirrel there. Yeah, okay, so also with going forward next year, what I'm wanting to do, there we go. Push the Patreon, push the news stuff, try to push some more Warhammer, get that more well developed, and just a general push on socials in general. I could say in general one more time, I guess. But with the socials, guys, and I know you're tired of hearing this shit, because you hear it from everyone you watch. You hear it from every fucking body. Like, sub, share, all that good stuff. Like, for real, fucking do it. Take 5 seconds out of your day and drop a like and a share. Or drop a like and a comment. Randomly just share it to your socials. Like, it helps a shit ton, and our shop is not astroturfed. We're not trying to ride the coattails of anyone else either. So the chances of, this endeavor of mine as far as the socials go, like exploding and becoming something, pretty slim to fucking none, unless there's some sort of a grassroots, like, activist approach to it, which unfortunately lays at y'all's feet. Because I can only do so much sharing it on the shop socials, but if you guys would like and share and all that good stuff too, it would probably just get the ball rolling. Worst case scenario, everyone ends up hating my ass, tells me I'm a fucking moron, and doesn't subscribe to the stuff anyways, and oh no, I'm just out effort, which is what everyone usually ends up being out of anyways, so whatever. Yeah, I think that's really about it, guys. That's kind of all I got. I was wanting to keep it under about 30 minutes, and I'm at 24, so doing pretty good. I'm sure I missed some shit in there. Obviously, and it probably goes without saying, but I need to say it, like, the communities here, despite how much I just bitched about it, you guys are pretty strong. I really do appreciate your support. There's some times where, like, you just gotta think a little bit. And I know a lot of us are broke bitches, me included, but, like, there's you gotta kind of draw a line in the sand. And if you, God, I hate sounding like a little bitch, but, like, if it's more important to you to save $20 than to have a place to play, save your $20 and go find somewhere else to play is kind of the thing, which will end up happening, I get it, man, but yeah, it's it is what it is, I guess, when it comes to that shit. And that goes for like saving stuff on like card games and stuff too. If your 10 to 20 bucks is worth more to you than having a nice fucking place to come play in an atmosphere most of you enjoy, it's just going to end up in the same result. So let's not let that happen with this year going forward. Um, Sign up with the Patreon. If the Patreon's a good way for you to, I don't know, not feel bad about, spending the 20 bucks elsewhere. Um, and let's see what the hell we can get accomplished, man. I'm optimistic, to be honest with you, because it can't really, I mean, it could get worse, but hopefully it'll just get better. But with the new endeavor and all that, I think it'll be kind of cool to see what happens with that. Um, it'll be kind of a struggle though, because I'm the only one that does stuff with the socials and the website and everything. And I'm already pretty much fucking stretched thin as is, and I can't afford to pay anyone to do social media management. So there's going to be hiccups, obviously, but I think everyone's used to that as far as what happens with the shop. Um, it's also kind of looking like I'm going to be getting a normie job within the next week or two, maybe three. We'll see though. If that happens, that will impact hours for the shop somehow, some way. I'll figure it the fuck out and let you guys know. Um, yeah, it's not ideal. Yeah, I might stroke the fuck out. Yeah, that won't be fucking awesome. And I'm not even trying to be a smartass with that, because I worked a full-time job on top of this for the first 3 years this place is open, and only the last like 6 to 7 months have I backed off of having a full-time job trying to do this. And apparently, while it's doable, it's way, way too fragile for me to do that. So I'm just going to have to go back to doing normie stuff on top of this and figure it the fuck out as far as the shop goes. So, yep, that's kind of where I stand. So with that in mind, guys, I appreciate you putting up with this ramblings video. I know it was kind of, I don't know, not bleak, but just kind of informative. Like, it is what it is here. I'm gonna let you go. Like I like to say, guys, life is not a dick. You don't have to take it so hard. But sometimes the dick does win, and you just get fucked. So this may or may not be one of those scenarios. We'll see what happens with the new year in the first couple of months, and we'll all see what happens. And as I said previously, we'll just figure it the fuck out. Have a good one, guys. Be safe out there.